Alright guys, so in this video with Tilly, what we're going to be working on is a combination of some baseline core obedience, stuff we've already worked on with her, but we're going to demonstrate and show you guys in the video. But we're going to also teach in the video how we introduce the remote collar to our dogs. So up here, we simplified everything the dogs are being introduced to for the most part. There's a lot of stuff we've done on the ground outside of this room. But the trick with the table isn't just teaching a dog how to retrieve on it. It's teaching all the baseline fundamentals. So up here, I'll just take you guys very quickly through some stuff using the crate away from the electronic collar. And you can see right now, she's anticipating, she wants to work. And this is why we like using the table. It keeps everything linear and it makes it hard for the dogs to make bad decisions up here. So with the crate, we've thrown food inside of it to get her to run. I can point at it. She knows a hand signal. She knows her verbal command. So if I just say kennel and let her go, 99% of the time she is going to commit to her kennel. If I say whoa and show her my hand, she is going to stay inside of her kennel, right? But some of the stuff we build around this is teaching her positive marker like good. Good girl means to sustain and stay inside the crate in this case, but it means to stay within a behavior. So like a stationary position means you gotta stay there. So if I say good girl, I am coming here to pay her in position. The only thing that gets her out of here is yes. And the word yes is her release cue. It always lets the dog break position to get a reward from me. So if you ever hear me say yes, it's me telling her she had done something right and that she's allowed to run to me for a reward. So if I take her 12 feet back from the crate, hey puppy, kind of keep her eyes on me where she's loose. Hey, that's a good girl. Kennel. I should only have to say it one time. I shouldn't have to say it more than once because she already knows this. But if she fails, I then can show you guys our negative marker. Now, in the case where she doesn't go to the box, you'll hear me say, ah. If she comes out of the box, I'll use the same noise. Ah. That's our negative marker for all of our pointers because we don't like to use the word no with them. It's too close sounding to the whoa command. One's negative, one's positive. We don't want them getting confused. So if she breaks, I'll try to get her to jump out of the box. Hey, who's that good girl? Who's that good girl? Who's that puppy? Who is that good girl? What's this? What is that? What is that? So she refuses to come out of the box. That's a good thing. We didn't want her to break, but if she had, you would have heard me go, ah. I could close the door just to create a little pressure, not to slam her head in there. Or I could have just kind of body blocked her, pushed her back. But something has to be paired to the negative marker to create a form of pressure. That way the dog can avoid it from happening. Like right now, I'm, hey, puppy, puppy, puppy. She's refusing to come out on purpose. She knows the only way to come out, yes, is the word yes. So that's a little introduction to some of the basics. What you'll see in some of our other videos is we might use a place cot, and it's the same exact concept. It's just we don't have, 4 walls and a roof. We have a flat surface the dog has to go to, which we'll show you guys in the following video. What we're doing is we're going to teach you how we introduce the remote collar in one way to a dog. The reason I say that is because this is not the only way that we introduce the collar for the first time to a dog. This is just a way that keeps everything streamlined because as you saw in the previous video, hopefully you watched it first, in the previous video, she already 100% knows this whole picture inside and out. So the easiest way to introduce the collar to a dog is using very low stimulation. The lowest level she can feel on this collar out of 21 levels is like 1.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw food inside of her crate. A lot of treats in there. She's already wanting to run in there, obviously, to grab the food. So how I prompt her to go, I didn't press anything. That was a fly. I didn't press anything, so we're going to wait for her to stop shaking. But how we're going to get her to actually release to the crate is by one stim. So a tap produces a reward for the dog. And what I want her to understand is the collar is an inherent positive to begin with, as positive as we can make it. So I'll wait for her to stop shaking. One tap, let her go. Good girl. She gets all the treats. And what a lot of people might do with the collar, yes, is they might use it as like an inherent negative early on. Meaning, I'm going to tap, zap, shock, whatever you want to call it, to get you to not do something. We're doing the opposite. I'm using the tap to kind of push her to do something productive. So no consequence. There's just a reward at the end of the tunnel after you feel the stimulation. So I throw food, one tap, let her go. Good girl. Good girl. Just hanging out in the box. Yes, to release her. The other way that we might introduce the collar to a dog is simply by pressing a low level and just throwing a piece of food out for her to go pick up. One tap, a treat. Good girl. Hey, 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 hey. Puppy, puppy, puppy. One tap, a couple treats. Just so she's understanding, the stimulation, we don't want it to be superstitious, meaning she doesn't really know why it's happening. I would rather a dog learn that the collar stim's happening to produce a reward. It is connected to me. It has something to do with me, so therefore there's no superstition involved. She's not just getting shocked. It's a very low level round one. So she wants to go in the crate. I'll put a reward over there for her. One tap, let her go. Good girl. Good girl. Yes! Now if I didn't have this whole setup, yes! Good girl. I would just do this on the floor, where I would tap the button and just throw cookies out for her, which is one way of doing that. I could tap the button, have her chase my hand for a high value treat. You can correlate the collar to anything that's an inherent positive to her, but she has to be on the leash. We want to make it easy for her to understand, and we can gather a bunch of reps. And she's already done this up in the ballpark of 100 reps. So we're going to stop the video here, show you guys the next part. Alright guys, so on this video, what we're going to do is we're going to teach her the next phase with the remote collar pertaining to the behavior of going to the crate. And the reason why all of these steps are so important is because the dog firstly had to learn the collar produces a reward, which coincidentally will also produce attention. So if she knows that, she inherently understands the collar has something to do with paying attention to me. That's part one. Part two is how we're going to replace the pulling of the leash. So if I were to pull her in the direction of the crate, this is something we've already taught her. I start pulling. To make me stop pulling, you have to go in the crate. Okay? Good girl. Yes! If I say kennel and she doesn't do it, I can pull. That's how we're going to respond to failure with the leash. I introduce it first to the dog so she has a fair way of understanding it. I can use it as a correction. We have to make sure it's like a steering wheel. Pulling forward towards the crate means go inside the crate. Yes. Now, let's say I want this command to be an off-leash controllable command, and I want 100% reliability on that command. Well, if I take the leash off, free will kicks in with any dog. Even if you do thousands and thousands of reps. Kennel, replace. Thousands of reps later, something might be more valuable than treats. Something might be more valuable than the idea of the leash. So if she's off of the leash, she has the potential to make decisions for herself, which is why we recommend using an electronic collar. So in order to establish the collar with the place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tapping in a slow, low level. I'm on one medium. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapping pattern. Tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to start tapping. I'll say kennel. Right when she gets inside the kennel, I stop tapping. Okay, so I'll raise my hand up to let you guys know I'm pressing the button. So I'm going to go kennel. Stop tapping. Good girl. Good girl. If she comes out of the crate, I'm going to repeat the same thing. Anywhere where I'm doing this, by the way, if the collar by itself doesn't give the solution and she gets confused, that is why she is on the leash. I have to help her with this. I'm not going to keep increasing the levels. She doesn't have physical direction with the collar. It's just a sensation. She fails the collar with the command, I have to back it up with some leash help. Yes. So on this one, I'm going to purposely try to get her to fail. Who's that good girl? Who's that good girl? Kennel. Stop tapping, stop pulling when she's in the crate. Good girl. Good girl. Who's that? Who's that? Kennel. Good girl. Good girl. So a couple reps back to back with her failing. Good girl. Who is that good girl? Who is that? And that was just with the sound and the tapping. I didn't have to help with the leash. Now, if I took the leash off of her and I had her in here and I'm doing all this stuff, I have to have solid reliability with the remote and my command before I take her off the leash. So it's going to be like a graduation, so to speak, with every command that we train. Be it kenneling, place, heel, whoa, which is arguably the most important one for her retrieve, and some others. Every single behavior has to be taught this way. Yes! Whoa, are you okay? We'll do one more. Are you ready? Kevin. Oh, she beat it to it. Good girl. Stop tapping when she gets in the crate. Yes! Let's do one more. Good girl. Kevin. Good girl. That's a good girl. Who's that puppy? So I did tap when she stepped out of the box. She fixed it. Yes!